Hello, my name is William Kent and this is a quick video about how to write a text response essay. I'll take you through from getting an essay question, making a contention, through to the structure, introduction, body, conclusion, how to use quotes, suggested timing, and final advice. When you get an essay question, it's important to unpack the prompt. What are the key words? What are the buzzwords that you need to reference and repeat over and over again? Develop a contention. With your contention, you can either support or challenge the essay question. If you get an essay question saying KFC is the best fast food in the world, discuss, you can agree that KFC is the best or that it is not the best. Do not give an opinion though. Never say, I think, I believe, or I feel. Say, this is what's happening, and here are the facts to support it. Also, do not use first-person language, I, we, or you, or second-person language. To support or challenge, if you get the prompt, for example, a Year 11 one, 12 Angry Men shows that the justice system in America is deeply unfair. Discuss. You would have one of two ways. If you're challenging it, you'd be saying that the justice system that is fair, or a justice system is deeply unfair. Doesn't matter which way you go, you're still addressing the question. Support or challenge. In this case, justice system and fairness or unfairness is the buzzword or are the buzzwords that you'd be referencing. With your essay structure, you must have 5 paragraphs minimum. That is an introduction, 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. It doesn't matter how good your introduction and body is. If you don't have a conclusion, it's not an essay. Just like if you go to KFC, if I order a zinger burger and I open it up and I've got the top of the bun, the mayo, the lettuce and the zinger patty and the bottom of the bun is missing, I don't care how good that zinger patty is. It could be the best one I've ever had. But without the bottom of the bun, it's not a burger. It's just chicken and bread. For VCE and for Year 10, you need to be aiming for 800 to 1200 words. Lower years, 7 to 9, bring that down to 700 to 900. That's 800 to 1200 words for VCE in 1 hour, 60 minutes, or for EAL in 72 minutes. Think of an essay like a burger. I know it seems like I'm obsessed with burgers, but roll with me here. Essays are like burgers. You've got your introduction, top of the bun, and you've got your conclusion, the bottom of the bun. Your body paragraph is all the stuff in the middle. Just think, to make a burger better, you add in more meat. To make an essay better, you add in more to your body. The top of the bun and the bottom of your bun, exactly the same. They're just shaped differently. They are same yeast, same flour, same time in the oven. They're the same bread, all the same ingredients. It just looks a little bit different. In your introduction, talking about the top of the bun, in your introduction, you must mention a few things. Always mention the author or the director, the editor, the creator. You must always say the format. For example, play, novel. Note that it's never a book. And film, note that it's never a movie. The title, pretty easy. Your contention, you must actually respond to the topic. And your 3 main points. 3 main points would be 3 body paragraphs. If you're doing 4 body paragraphs, 4 main points. You can see it if I go back to that slide from before. The play, there's the format. 12 Angry Men, there's the title. Notice, quotation marks. You need that for the title. by Reginald Rose. There's the author. Depicts a justice system that is fair. And there's my contention. So in my first sentence, I've got author, format, title, contention. All that would be left to write for the rest of my introduction are my 3 or 4 main points. So we go on to our body. That's the middle of the burger. That's the meat. You need 3 paragraphs. Remember, 5 total, 3 of them are your body. Each of these paragraphs would be longer than the introduction or the conclusion. Both of those have typos. This is why proofreading is important as well, but I'll get to that later. In each body paragraph, you need to have 2 to 3 quotes. For 7 to 9, I'd be saying 1 to 2 quotes. I know that sounds like a lot, but your quotes should be short. 5 words or less would be the average quote. You must also mention the author's name at least twice in each paragraph. In the introduction, you use their full name, first and last. Same deal with the conclusion. However, in the body, you only use their last name. So, if you think of an essay as being a burger, then think of a paragraph as being a little mini burger. Here I've got one of those sliders. Delicious. Your topic sentence and your linking sentence are the top and bottom of your bun. So you need to have at the start a topic sentence. What is the paragraph about? How does it relate to the essay topic? And then at the end of the paragraph, you've got to link it back to the actual essay topic again. Top and bottom of the bun, same. Linking sentence, topic sentence, very similar. In the middle, where the meat is, you've got your evidence and your explanation. Your evidence will usually take the form of a quote. About 80% of the time, it'll be a quote. Otherwise, it'll be textual examples, which might be describing the music, describing the narrative style. And then explain it. Think. Keep this ratio. For every 1 bit of evidence that you give, you need 2 bits of explanation. So if you give 1 line of a quote, you need 2 lines of saying why it is important. Think here, your evidence is the cheese or the guacamole, because avocado is amazing. For every little bit of cheese that you give, you need a lot of burger meat. The burger meat is your explanation. That's your analysis. That's where the points are. You can see this in example. Green is my topic sentence. Blue is my linking sentence. Evidence and explanation is the white. This is just a short one from a Year 7 essay, but even though it's short, it shows exactly what an essay needs. So you've got how to train your dragon. That should be in quotation marks. I had it in italics, but it's formatted differently. How to train your dragon shows that bigger is not always better by the qualities of Toothless, who is the dragon partnered with Hiccup. That's what the paragraph's about. Toothless is one of the smallest and least dangerous looking breeds of dragons. Yet as a Night Fury, he has the most fearsome reputation, with the Dragon Guide saying to never engage this dragon, and that the only chance of survival is to hide and pray it never finds you. There are many dragons who are bigger than Toothless, such as the Whispering Death, which can turn its victims inside out, but it is the smaller and more innocent looking Toothless that gets the scariest description. Look at that. I've got 3 bits of evidence. 3 bits. And this is a Year 7 essay, so 3 is doable. Look how small they are. Short quotes. All the explanation is what's happening around it. Then the link. Toothless's reputation shows that it is one's abilities, not their size, that makes someone better and that smaller can be better than bigger. Now, the way to make an essay better is to add more meat. So for Year 7s, they are looking at teal with just a little bit of evidence and explanation. However, as we get up to Year 10 and 11, you want usually 2 bits of evidence and explanation. That paragraph that I just showed you, it wasn't teal, it was teal. It had lots of evidence and explanation. 3 bits of evidence, and as such, 3 bits of explanation. My body paragraph turned from a little slider into a massive burger. Extra points, marks are going up, up, up. On to the conclusion. As I said before, top and bottom of a bun, almost identical. Just remember, never say in conclusion. A lot of students start their essays like this. In conclusion, how to train your dragon shows. Instead, just get onto it. How to train your dragon shows. You need to repeat the author, the format, the title. You need to have your contention again, as well as, again, your 3 or 4 main points. Do not give any new information in your conclusion. It should just be summing up what you've already said. On to incorporating quotes. You need quotes. I've already spoken about that. At a basic level, what students like to do is, if I go this from Romeo and Juliet, all are punished. This is what the prince tells the families after Romeo and Juliet are found dead. That there is just a quote. It's been used, a few points, but it's just been slapped in. Instead, what you want to do is you want to incorporate the quote into your actual sentence. For example, after Romeo and Juliet are found dead, the prince tells the families that all are punished. That there, the words could almost be part of my own sentence. Just a tiny change. Yet, this gets a couple of marks because you're using evidence, but this shows that you're using evidence skillfully in a sophisticated way. And the quick test that you can do to see whether you've used the evidence well is get rid of these quotation marks. If you get rid of the quotation marks and the essay still makes sense, then it's used perfectly. Let's test it. After Romeo and Juliet are found dead, the prince tells the families that all are punished. Makes perfect grammatical sense. They could all be my own words. That means this quote has been used well. Obviously, for an essay, leave the quotation marks. I've only removed it to demonstrate the point. Timing. The timing of your essay is important. In a test condition, like a SAC or a CAT or an exam, you have a fixed time. And you need to be planning, writing, and proofreading. All 3 of these are equally important. I will say that again. The planning and the proofreading are just as important as writing. Proofreading, fixing up mistakes, fixing up grammatical errors, double-checking your work can sometimes add 5%, 10%, 15% onto your score. They are all equally important. As such, if you have to write an essay in 60 minutes, such as you do in your Year 12 exam, you need to give yourself 5 minutes to plan, 50 minutes to write, and 5 minutes to proofread. Planning and proofreading, equally important as each other. 5 paragraphs needed for an essay, that gives you 10 minutes per paragraph. If you've got a bit longer, say 1 period, or for the EAL exam, you get 72 minutes. 72, sorry, this should be, not 70. It would be 6, 60, and 6. Easy to remember. 5, 50, 5, 6, 60, 6. For 60 minutes and 72 minutes, respectively. Some final advice. Practice, practice, practice. I know your teachers say this all the time, but it's true. The only way to get better is to practice. And don't just practice writing essays generally. Sit down with a stopwatch and say, I'm going to see how much I can get out in the next half hour or the next 1 hour. You need to be practicing under timed conditions. That's the only way to prepare for a SAC or an exam, under timed conditions. Plan it and proofread it. I cannot stress how important they are. They are equally important. Going back to the practice, what happened to me in Year 12? I was a pretty average student. Nothing special. However, just before my Year 12 exam, I gave myself the mission for the 10 school days that you have in Term 4, or that I had in Term 4, I wanted to write 1 essay on Hamlet per day. That was my Year 12 text. So I wrote 10 essays in 10 days. 10 days of hard work. I was laughing, literally laughing in the exam, because the exam question was almost identical to one of my practice pieces. Because I did that practice essay and got feedback from my teacher, my score was way higher than if I had have done no practice. Practice. Thank you very much. Good luck.